Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be giving you the best character to carry with in each role as well as an alternative for each role. This is especially true for every rank under Diamond 3 since there's no bans, and this list is from my experience as well as bans that are most common above Diamond 3, which means these characters are generally pretty strong. There's a pretty clear winner for lower ranks, and this is someone who I like to ban a lot. You can already see I'm hovering them, is Mantis. It's between Mantis, Luna, and Cloak and Dagger. There's some other good supports like Raccoon or Jeff. They're okay. Even Adam and Loki are okay, but it's pretty clear that Mantis has everything you need in a support, and the main thing she has is the damage. So in lower ranks, this is what you really want to get good at. You want to get good at the damage. If you really want to play support, you're going to need to get good playing this character because a lot of your teammates are not going to be good enough to carry for you. So you're just going to be sitting around healing idiots the whole time. But if you're good at this character and doing damage, you can literally, you can see I'm three-shotting squishies. So like, you can run up on people if you get good at aiming. This is just free. This is why you want to play Mantis in low ranks. This is why Mantis is banned in a lot of higher rank games. She has 3 abilities. You can see the 4 leaves in the middle of my screen. I find myself spamming F a lot to do damage to myself, and obviously I'm going to prioritize healing teammates. But you can see if I come over here to my teammates, I can also power them up with this, like this. So that's also a damage boost to them. And I can right click to heal. So you're going to be spamming right click to heal a lot. You don't do insane heals with your right click, but as long as you have another healer, this doesn't really matter. You can do a lot of pressure, put a lot of pressure on enemies, and so you can just absolutely burst enemies. Another thing that you'll definitely want to be practicing with Mantis is her shift, which is just a sleep. It's really annoying, but it's kind of hard to aim. It sleeps them, and then you can set up a combo on them. They're pretty much dead if you sleep a squishy who's like even slightly damaged. But the thing with the shift is there is a large fall off to whenever you shoot it. So I'll show you here. I'm probably gonna miss this, but I'll just show you how it's like here to shoot this. I actually landed it. So that's, you know, you have to aim up pretty high. I guess they did that so it's just harder to land. But the second most broken thing other than Mantis's damage with Mantis is her ult. Her ult basically insta heals people, and it also over heals. See, it's to heal them up, and it also over heals people with armor. So like, basically, if you Mantis ult, nobody's dying. I would say this is pretty good. I'd say Luna ult's probably better just because it lasts for longer. But in terms of everything you can get with Mantis, like the damage, the sleep, like this character is just broken, and it's gonna get banned if you get up toward Diamond 3 GM. But I would definitely recommend playing it while you can. It's very good to carry with. But if you do want a different character, you know, I would highly recommend this one, especially if you're in a lower rank where people aren't going to be as good, and healing them is not going to be, you know, you're just healing idiots. But if you do want a different support, I would recommend Luna, Snow, or Cloak and Dagger. These are the top 3 strongest healers by far, probably in this order: Mantis, Luna, and then Cloak. So these 2 get banned sometimes in games, and you'll see a Cloak pretty much on both teams whenever these 2 are banned. So Luna, Snow, and then, you know, like I said, Raccoon's pretty good. Jeff and Loki are pretty good, but Luna is similar. She can't do quite as much damage, but she can do some. But her heals are insane. So she has probably the highest healing output out of any support, I would argue. Especially with how quickly her reload speed is. I can just see her all day and kill these people up. You are squishy though, you gotta be careful. And similar to Mantis, she, like I said, can do a little bit of damage. And you can also, you have this E, and this E's, or the right click, sorry, the right click allows you to stun people or freeze people, and except this one goes in a straight line, so it's a bit easier to land. It's not super easy to land, especially on people who are like jumping around, flying up at you. You also have an E, so if I put my E on this person, then I heal this person, you can see that they're also going to get healed whenever I heal them. It's not by as much, but that's what the E is. It's so like, if you want to put on your other support, or on a tank who's taking a lot of damage, or a DPS who's flying around like Spider-Man, who's a lot harder to hit, you can just throw your E on them. You kind of have to use your best judgment whenever you're doing that. And then you also have a shift. So the shift makes you do more heals in one. You shoot a little less quickly, but it's better because you do more damage and you do more healing all in one. So this is basically how you want to play Luna. It's pretty, you know, if you can land an E, you can do a lot of damage on this character too. So you shouldn't just always be looking at your team. Not as much as Mantis, but still a lot of damage output. So if you can land a right click like this, then you can get a kill. Especially if you're just poking, like whenever your team's down, you can surprise people with damage, especially in lower ranks. And then probably the single most broken thing about this character is her ult. Her ult is just heals. It's like Zen ult. And what I've seen a lot of people do is spam like this. So I don't know if, I'm not sure exactly what this does, but it looks like basically what's happening is you're giving everyone perma heals and perma damage boost. So this also needs to be fixed. It's stupid. You can heal people up while damage boosting them, and it lasts for like 12 seconds, which is completely unnecessary. I think even 8 seconds would be like way too much, but whenever you see a Luna ult get popped, it's kind of just like, oh, might as well just wait for 12 seconds because, you know, nothing's pretty much going to be happening. What I like to do whenever I see a Luna ult pop, just a tip, is look outside of Luna ult to see if there's someone who's low or not really able to get to the Luna ult quickly, and try to kill them. So, like I said, other character that would be good here is Cloak and Dagger, but I'm not going to go into them. These are the mains you want to play in lower ranks, especially Mantis if you want to climb on support before they get banned. Okay guys, so now we're going to be moving on to the duelist role, or DPS, and I have most experience on this role, and I have most experience on Hela actually. Hela is my most played character. She's completely busted, she's really fun to play, very strong, and I'll go ahead and explain that now, then I'll give you an alternative afterward. So Hela is medium to mainly medium range, medium to close range, I would argue. Not really as much long range because of the damage fall off, but you can see I can kill these people really quickly depending on my aim. Whenever you left click someone and you kill them, you see that actually there's a crow that spawns or bird that explodes. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it can cause like a chain reaction here. I don't know if this will reach. No, it won't, but that's something to keep in mind. If you get up real close, it can be really dangerous. And the reason you're actually able to come up close like this and fight is because you have your shift. So if you're like getting someone low and then you're in danger, you get down to 1 HP, you can just turn around, throw your shift, and then back up behind a wall or something. Like if I'm fighting like right here like this, I can just flip around this wall, throw a shift, and then you're back to your team, back to heals over here, right? And another reason you can play up so aggressive is because you have the stun, which allows you to play really aggressive like that. So you're really more aggressive than a lot of people might be led on to initially think. So you don't really want to play in the backlines with this character a lot of the time. You also have this glide, which allows you to kind of glide around and take shots, and it makes it harder for enemies to hit you more than likely. You can even do something like this that you see some high-ranked players do on Hela, which is throw your shift up in the air and then kind of glide down, especially whenever the fight is shifted in your favor. If your team has a kill or two, you can just throw your shift up in the sky and just kind of fight them from up there. You also have a right click. The right click is just 4 blades. I'll just throw it out here. 4 blades that explode. It doesn't do like an insane amount of damage unless you hit 2 or more, but it can be really good for a finisher or damage that your enemies aren't really expecting, because sometimes it's not entirely obvious that you get hit by that and enemies don't understand that you're going to take a lot of damage. So that's how I play Hela. I like to play really aggressive, and then whenever I get, the thing with the stun is that the stun actually pulls. They can't do anything and the stun pulls. So yeah, I would play really aggressive with Hela. And then when I get low, I would just back off like this, try to get the team, and just kind of chill, get healed, play from afar, wait till my shift comes back up, come back up with the stun, and then shift out again. And then throughout this process, you're more than likely going to be getting a lot of kills, and eventually you're going to have enough for your ult. Whenever you ult, you're just going to throw your shift up in the air, and then just hit ult. And this ult is just super broken. It's got to be nerfed eventually. It's 2-shot to any squishy. Even tanks you can kill pretty quickly. So if you can only see a tank, don't be afraid to shoot a tank. If a Luna ults or a Mantis ults whenever you're using this, make sure you look to see if there's anyone that's not inside of the ult or who's far away. You can just start damaging them, because there's pretty much no chance you're going to kill someone in a support ult like Cloak and Dagger ult, Mantis, or Luna ult. And so guys, I'm going to go and move on to the next DPS character, which is Strong. I'll actually give you some alternatives here. There's Hawkeye, there's Punisher, and Winter Soldier. Surlord's also good, Namor's also good, Psylocke's also good. So I'm going to be talking about, I think I'll talk about Hawkeye, because these two are very similar. These are the most commonly banned characters, I would argue, in like Diamond 3 to like GM. Although above GM, people probably are smarter with their bans, which I'll talk about in the next role. So Hawkeye is annoying for similar reasons to Hela, but he actually can do more damage in one shot. So if you see a Hawkeye, it's kind of just like, you never know if it's going to be good and like one-shot you, or he's going to miss a lot of shots. So this character requires some aim for sure. I'm not very good with him. I don't play him a lot. But he's basically Hanzo from Overwatch. You can one-shot lots of people in the game. Any squishy is not safe. And you can see the longer that you aim at them, the higher that number is going to charge up. Kind of like Doctor Strange. So you want to aim at them for a minute, and then you can just one-shot them. And it's just very free kills, pretty much. And then other than that, he has a shift, which allows you to get you know, people are trying to flank you or push you, like Black Panther or Psylocke, who's trying to get on top of you, you can knock them back and then take more fights. You also have a jump, which you saw me just use there. And you also have this, which allows you to hit people out of the air. Let's see if I can land this. Yeah, so that should actually knock them back. And yeah, so that's your utility. I would say he also does have these arrows, which are kind of just, in my opinion, kind of useless. I don't know, you might use them for clearing out like mines or something, but I think those need a rework, or they can just be removed from the game, honestly. I don't know what they're thinking with that. But he has this ult, which, in my opinion, is, it's alright. Like, it's not super annoying. It's kind of annoying if you die to it, but you just shoot these... Hello? You just shoot these outlines, and it does damage to the person. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. No, it's not working. But that's how it works. And basically, you just want to play this character, like, from farther away. Try to, you know, practice your aim. There you go, you can see how that ult works there. Practice your aim, and it's going to be really annoying. You can use this character to get you really far up in rank, because it's not going to be able to get banned until Diamond 3. Support. So first we have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is the most powerful tank by far right now. The reason is because he has this shield, and he has so much ability to survive. So the way you really want to be playing this character is you can shield for your team, but you can also do a lot of damage. Your left click does a little bit of damage, but when you're going to do a lot of damage, when you have your E, you come up and you hit E. And so you'll see that this will charge up in the middle of your screen whenever you do damage. So if you go like this, you're going to see the number in the middle of your screen charge up, and that's whenever you're going to want to walk up whenever it gets closer to 100 and damage people. Now, you're eventually going to get low, either not going to get healed or you're just going to get bursted, and that's when your shield comes into play. And people are going to try to run up on you, and whenever they run up on you, what you can do is hit shift. Then you continue holding your shield and blocking whichever angle they're at. You can see you can literally hold this thing at a large number of angles, and more than likely you're going to survive because your teammates are going to be able to heal you, and the enemies are not going to be able to damage you during this process. Another thing is, whenever you have ult, make sure that you are waiting until you charge up your number in the middle. So whenever you get this thing up closer to 100, you pop it, and then you can hit E on these guys, and it's going to allow you to do way more damage than if you didn't have that E charged up fully. Another thing with Doctor Strange is he has a lot of sustain, he has a lot of damage, but you also have this portal, so you can use this portal whenever you are coming out of spawn, especially whenever you're on defense and you want to get back to stop an attacking team from pushing the payload. So it's pretty straightforward. You just open, you can even hit cancel, resets it. You see the cooldown is 180 seconds, but pretty useful as long as you're coordinating it with your team. This character is a little bit harder on terms of tanks, but definitely the strongest tank. An easier tank that's also pretty strong, if Doctor Strange is S tier, Magneto would be A tier. And another alternative, guys, would be Groot or Venom. These are the ones I have experience with. Pretty much all the tanks are alright, but these are my two picks. Magneto's extremely strong. He can do a lot of damage. He has some survivability, but not as much as Doctor Strange. So you can see this is almost a one-shot combo here. And anytime that you're going to be blocking damage with your bubble, that's going to recharge that right click. The right click is the 3 bars charging up in the middle. Whenever it's at full bars, you can see it actually knocks people back. So it kind of stuns them for a second, as well as does more damage. And then this bubble, you can either bubble yourself or you can bubble a teammate. You can see my teammates over there, so I'll just bubble myself. But it bubbles yourself for a little bit. It can die. The bubble can die. It can't take enough damage to where it just explodes. And if that does happen, if you, for example, right-click, your shield breaks, then you'll get another right-click straight away, which is really broken, and that's how you can really one-shot people. You also have this shield, and you can see the shield's duration is on the bar on the right. So this shield can eat as much damage as possible, so if you time it correctly with like an Iron Mantle or any amount of damage coming from the enemy team for like a split second, you can eat as much as you can possibly. But you can also use this poorly, so if you're using it poorly and you're wasting it and then they start using their ults, then you're going to get caught out. And so this is really the most important part about Magneto, is managing your shield with your other shield, making sure you shield your allies whenever they need it. But you also are really pokey, so whenever you have your shield up, you can come up, do a lot of damage. If you're about to die, you can back up like this, get healed, you can have your bubble if you need it. And Magneto's ult is basically just a huge meteor. The more damage you take, or the more shot in this radius that you're ulting in, the more the number will charge, which I'll show you now. The number will charge in the bottom of the screen, and that will allow you to do more damage, but it is worth noting that the more damage you take, if it goes up to 100, you will actually, your ult will disappear. It will explode and disappear, so you have to keep that in mind. But yeah, you can do it. Mainly, you just want to go for one kill with Magneto ult, and yeah, guys, that's pretty much the tank role.